After 9 years of living full-time on the road, from boondocking under starlit skies to overnighting in Walmart parking lots, we've learned a lot about power. We finally made the decision. It's time to go solar.
Peyton, what does that mean? We just killed the system. Yes!
In this video, you're coming along for the entire install, and we'll also be breaking down the 5 real reasons we're investing in solar. We'll talk about what solar means for our boondocking lifestyle, how it helps cut down on generator use, and why it's about more than just saving money. Come along as we tackle the install, meet others doing it themselves, and get one step closer to a quieter, more independent RV life, just in time for Alaska. But first, if we haven't met before, we're the Shin Paws. We're a family of 4 who travels full-time so we can make memories now. We are so excited for this video, but to get the install started, we must travel there. It's just a puddle jump from Houston to Athens, Texas. The journey starts now. The first reason why we want to put solar on our bus is for more boondocking options. We love to go amazing places. Last summer, we were in the Grand Tetons for a month boondocking, and it would have been nice not to have had to worry about running that generator every day. But also, sometimes we boondock or just overnight in parking lots like where we are right now. We actually had some service work done on the bus, and we were fortunate that we could just pull right into the parking lot in the gate. We also stay in Walmarts and even a Cracker Barrel from time to time. So for example, tonight, Jason's already got the bus fired up. We're headed about 3 hours down the road. If we had solar, we could pull in, we could be quiet as a mouse for other people and ourselves. So boondocking's a really important thing for our family. Sometimes it's glamorous, sometimes it's not, but at the end of the day, we are off grid quite a bit.
Clouds are beautiful, aren't they?
We've been in this Walmart parking lot for over 12 hours. We had stuck around because we had some work to do this morning. And this is a prime example of how boondocking would be better if we had solar. Our generator has had to run, and we're having to listen to it ever since we pulled in last night. Everything's been firing on full cylinder, but we wouldn't have had to turn on the generator if we'd had solar. But we're getting ready to change that, and I can't wait. We're gonna run into Walmart for a hot second, take advantage of being right here in the parking lot, and then we're gonna hit the road. All right, because we're heading to Alaska this summer and we've heard that things cost so much more there, obviously because it's harder to get them to Alaska, we're taking advantage of being in Walmart this morning, and we are gonna just stock up on some of the basics. Q-tips, cotton swabs, we're gonna get another big package of toilet paper, and even some of the pantry items that we use, we're gonna start picking up extra of those. We cleared out plenty of space in the basement for it, and we figure why not? If we can save a few bucks, let's do it. Okay. All right, go ahead and throw them in there. Okay, we're trying not to go overboard. We're just grabbing, we try to think about how long does it take us to go through some dry shampoo? How long does it take us to go through Q-tips? And really we're stocking up for about 3 months. So I don't have room for a bunch, but I do have probably 1 Tupperware crate worth of room for the things that we're grabbing. I don't love going to Walmart on a regular basis, but I do love coming to Walmart when we're boondocking in the parking lot.
As you can see right now, my mom is on a work phone call. People ask us all the time, do your parents still work while traveling? The answer is yes. They both still have full-time jobs. My dad is a licensed real estate agent, and my mom is a licensed mortgage loan officer. And the cool part is they're licensed in almost every state. My mom can help you with a mortgage or refinance, and my dad can help you buy or sell a house. If they do not work in your market, they can refer you to someone who can. So if you or someone you know needs to buy or sell a house or get a mortgage or refinance, click the link in the description, get some time on their calendar, because they would be honored to help you in that way.
All right. Some skinny little things.
Please don't. Please don't.
Those are too short,
They're too short.
but those are too tight. They look like leggings.
But 34s are too loose.
We're just gonna get you a straight leg pant, not a slim.
You think?
Unless you want to be like a dancer or something.
Nice.
There are no.
Why can't they just make guy jeans for guys? Thank you for the warning.
What did he say?
Okay, all right. See you in a minute, babe. The kids are about 8 minutes ahead of us. They said when we turn off of this road onto the little country road, I guess, go slow. They said it's uneven and there's a lot of shadows and it's just go slow.
Hello. We're here.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
I'm all right.
We're here.
All right, so this right there where he's standing is the spot. The
Okay.
question is, do you want to go straight in or do you want to back in?
Can you back in?
I can. You want me to back in?
I'd rather
That's
look
why I just
out.
stopped here, so that way
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
decide to back in, you can make that.
That's perfect. That's what we'll do.
18-wheelers do it all the time, so
Yeah, we'll do that.
grading you.
No pressure. Get the rest of everybody out, Earl. Get the scorecards out. And
Right? Kind of watching.
at this point, I'm past all that. Yeah. Okay, we'll back her in there.
Okay.
We're good.
Here's what's happening. Jason is walking the Big Beard battery crew through every inch of our bus. Nooks, crannies, and every hidden pocket of space. They're figuring out where all the new solar gear is going to fit, which you'll get to see in action starting tomorrow. It's a group effort, lots of measuring, thinking out loud, and planning to make this install as smooth and smart as possible.
The next reason we decided to put solar on the bus was because we can run our generator less. And why is that important? Because one, it doesn't cost as much to maintain, so we're not having to change the oil as often and maintain all the filters. I mean, ultimately, we change it about every 125 to 35 hours. It says 150, but I tend to do it a little sooner. We also don't have to change the other filters, the air filter, the fuel filter, those types of things. And we are not using any fuel, so that saves money as well. Because we enjoy boondocking a lot, they suggested that we run our generator for about 2 to 4 hours for every 8 hours that we had it off. So over a year, that adds up to a ton in maintenance and fuel. We will have to run the generator some, especially if it's cloudy or rainy or things like that, but overall, our usage will be much, much less. We changed the oil last season 3 times over the summer. My goal is to change it once for the rest of the year. Let's go see what's on the agenda for today.
We're hitting the grind!
Hey guys, I'm coming to you from Canada and I'm a couple weeks ahead of this video you're watching right now. The solar installation is complete and we're putting it to the test. If you want to keep up with us in real time or see behind the scenes footage that doesn't make it to these YouTube videos, go check out our Patreon. Inside that, we're sharing all kinds of behind the scenes moments, and you can get access to our private Facebook page where we're communicating in real time, sharing highs and lows, and have a community of people who are there to help you plan your next amazing adventure. So we'd love to see you. Check out the link in the description. Let's get back to the video.
Good morning. Sarah and I have been getting our grind in this morning at the gym, but now that we're done, I want to show you guys what the idea is for now. So, in this bay is our already existing batteries. And we just had these replaced because the batteries that were in here had reached the end of their life. So we literally needed these batteries to get here. So we can take these out and replace them with the batteries here, but I think what the idea is right now is that we're going to leave those and put the new batteries in addition to. And one of the things we are trying to figure out is where we're going to put them, because we utilize all of our space in our rig. So we're thinking in this bin, take out these bins, set the batteries here. We're gonna go over and check out the batteries here in a second. But behind here is an inverter, and I think we're going to add, because you need to add an extra inverter because of all the batteries we're putting in, I believe we're gonna go over here to this side, and in this bay, put the inverters back there on the back wall. Now, this is all the idea right now, and things are very subject to change, but that's what's going through our head at this moment. Could you take us in to see the beautiful batteries that we're gonna put in?
Let's do it. Let's go check out the solar panels and the batteries they're about to put in and on our bus. These are the solar panels they're gonna put on. They're gonna put in between 6 to 10. We don't have it exactly yet. They're up there right now mapping out exactly how many they think can fit. So this is what they look like. These things are actually much heavier than they look. I was here just a second ago trying to lift one up. I was like, oh, I got that with one arm. They're 2-arm things. They're kind of heavy. Let's go check out these batteries. Mr. Todd, perfect timing.
Hey,
Good, how are you?
All right.
I'm gonna bring in the expert and get them to tell you a little bit of the technical stuff with what we're about to get the batteries and the inverter was. So,
All right. So we're going to use this as an example. This is another build that's going on right now. This is a single inverter. This is going to run your air conditioners, your microwave, anything that's 120 volts. That's what the inverter does, right? So instead of being plugged into shore power or running the generator, we use this device here to pull the electricity stored from batteries. So we're going to 24 volt system for you guys, but because you have a large coach, we're going to put 2 of these in here, right? So this will allow you to run 3 ACs at the same time.
wow.
The batteries here, these are 24 volt batteries, they're 300 amp hours, and we're going to put in 3 in your rig there. And the reason why we do 3 is because I always look at it, at nighttime, you can't run the generator and the solar panels don't work. So you need to have stored power to run the stuff at night. And we want to have enough battery power to get you through the night, right? And so 3 of these batteries can run an air conditioner all night, right? That's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
So when you wake up in the morning, batteries are going to be low, but they're still on. Wait for the sun to come up, just depending on where you're at, or go ahead and turn on the generator whenever there's time. So that's kind of the thought with you guys, is we're going to put in enough to run 2 ACs. Now that cuts that time in half, but you have sunlight that's helping out. So with the solar panels, that's going to help out. And the goal is right around dusk, we want the batteries to be at 100%. So that way, whatever you run at night, gets you through the night. So there'll be 3 of these that we're going to tuck away in there, 2 of those. And of course over here, we're putting on the solar panels as many as we can.
Yeah.
Because that's the best way to get your power in during the day. This is equivalent. This is a 24 volt, 300 amp hour battery, right? So think of it in the standard 12 volt batteries. That's 6 of those batteries in that one battery.
Wow.
So
That's cool.
putting in, 3 of those, so plenty of power.
All right, Jason, let's see if you can lift up the battery.
Holy crap. Oh my gosh.
It's that heavy.
You make it look so easy.
I've been doing it for a while.
I know, that's what I was
got
going
this.
to say.
Do I got this?
When you pick them up so much,
Oh my gosh, no.
what is that?
We'll just leave that
100
there.
pounds?
That's a good place for that.
130.
She.
Good morning. I'm told the solar panels are tucked back here and I haven't seen them yet, so let's go check them out. I see them staged over here on the wall.
Oh, easy start boxes, so those weren't anything in there.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
All right, I see 9 of them. These are huge. It's crazy to think that the top of our bus can hold all of these. By the end of the summer, we'll know exactly what that means, like as far as what you can run and what you can power. Like that'll mean something more than just, oh, okay, cool, that's a lot.
Right.
Peyton, you ready?
Yeah, as ready as I'll ever be.
I want to hop up on the roof here real quick, show you guys what it looks like before the solar panels. Alright, so if you take a peek, this is the top of our bus right now without solar panels on it.
Hey Willis, how does it look up there?
I tell you what, it looks pretty sweet. These solar panels make our roof look so sharp. And I tell you what, we got quite a couple of them up here.
The next reason that we want to have solar and a big lithium bank of batteries is because our coach runs off of 50 amp. We can do it off of 30 amp, of course, but having the lithium batteries will allow our bus to think that it's all the same. On 30 amp, we would typically only be able to run maybe 2 air conditioners at a time, and we would have to be very careful about what we were turning on and off. But with the lithium batteries that we're going to have, we'll be able to run the bus just as normal, and I'm really excited about that.
Mr. Todd, would you mind to draw a simple diagram as to how the solar to the inverter to the batteries to the running the bus kind of works?
Sure. So we'll say, we'll just draw an RV, right? And just have this here. Well, up top you're going to put solar panels. So these are solar panels. Now solar panels, they produce, we'll say high volts DC. And now when I say high volts, I mean way more than 12, 24, right? Especially when we connect these in series, it may be upwards of 100 volts DC. So I want this solar power to be converted to either battery power. So I have to put in what we call a DC or a solar charger. That's what this is, solar charger. So those solar panels connect to the solar charger. The solar charger takes the high volts DC and steps it down to battery voltage. So let's say we got your batteries. These are 24 volt batteries. So you got the solar panels going to a solar charger to drop that power down. Now I have a couple batteries here that we're putting in. So we'll put in 3 of these 24 volt batteries. Here I have battery power, but you want to run an AC. Right, so your ACs are sitting up here, and that takes 120 volts AC. I need some type of device to take the battery power and the solar power, which is DC, and invert it up to 120 volts AC, and that's what inverters do. So we're putting in 2 inverters, right? So we're going to take the solar power, and here I have a bus bar. So from the top coming down to a bus bar, and the batteries go to the bus bar, and then from the bus bar, this is all DC, goes over to the inverters.
Okay.
Right. So we'll just run 2 of those to the 2 inverters. So now the DC power, both from the solar panels and from the batteries, come together, come over to the inverters. Now the inverters, like I said, take the DC in. And it's going to step it up and AC out. Now, from there, let me just change colors. On the AC side, we'll have the high volts coming out over to just your standard breaker panel box inside the RV, right? I'm sorry, this doesn't show up. So we'll have DC going in, AC coming out to run your whole system. I hope that's simple.
No, that's great. You can tell you've taught it. That's right. For sure. That is an amazing diagram. Very fascinating. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Here is our empty bay, and here's the plan. We're gonna put 1 inverter there, 1 inverter there, some kind of bar up here, and the batteries on the other side of it. We're gonna run inside the shop real quick and see if they have all the stuff sitting out. So are these ours?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So what's happening today? Are we
He's gonna put these up
installing?
on the wall, yeah.
Okay. Do we have
So
the
one
tripod
inverter,
angles?
2 inverter, and then this is the, what's this thing?
Solar controller.
Solar controller, and what's that for?
These are your covers for the bottom of your inverters.
Okay.
The next reason why we want to have solar is for an emergency backup. It has happened to us several times just in the last year where we've been at a campground and the power's gone out. Sometimes it was our block and sometimes it was the block over, but you could actually be a few hours or even a few days without power. That really stinks if you have a fridge and a freezer full of food. We've lost a freezer full of food before because of power malfunction, and it's not fun, especially if you have filet and brisket and like the good stuff in there, which you probably have if you're going on a camping vacation, right? Because that's part of the fun, is grilling and cooking out and all your favorite foods. So even just a month ago, we were at a really, really nice Margaritaville resort, and the whole street of power went out. They worked really hard and got the power back on quickly, but it was really hot where we were. And so if you didn't have a generator or solar, some sort of backup power source, it is going to get really hot really quickly in your rig. So there's all kinds of reasons I can think about when it comes to having it as an emergency backup. And I hope that you won't break down on the side of the road, but if you do and you're there for any kind of time, like we had a belt break on the back of the bus. Thank God it happened right as we saw a rest area sign. And fortunately we have a huge generator, but now if we get in that kind of a situation again, which as much as we travel, we have the ability to have solar and a generator and know that we're going to be totally fine no matter what happens, no matter where we are. I think today we're installing the batteries, so let's go check that out.
The cool thing about Big Beard Batteries is they actually have a DIY clinic for you to do your own solar installation. Mr. Todd, the owner of the company, is your personal instructor. You have access to their workshop with all their tools and supplies and access to an unlimited amount of knowledge. Now, we decided to let the professionals do it, but there are a couple people here who have taken on the challenge and we want to go chat with them about their experience. Cool. So Mr. Paul, why are you putting solar on your rig?
Well, so we can expand our camping, right? So we can go boondocking more. We can stay at a lot of, we like to do harvest hosts where there usually aren't hookups. So hookups meaning, electric and sewer and water. And so we'll only be limited by, since we're in the Airstream, the tanks aren't huge, so we'll be limited by our black and gray and fresh tanks. But we'll have plenty of power, so that's the thing. The other thing that's very important is to be able to, when it's hot out, we'll be able to run one AC while we're towing down the road, and that way the rig can be cool when we get there, and that's pretty sweet. That's pretty nice to have.
So what made you do it yourself?
but wanted to do it myself so I know all the, idiosyncrasies, everything inside. This wiring went there, that went there. Not that you can't learn that off an installer. There's plenty of good installers. As long as you get the right equipment, you still can be able to do that. But there'll be some satisfaction. It's a little difficult right now. At times it can be up and down off the roof. But in general, it's just going to be great to say, hey, I did all that.
Next up, we're here with Mr. Garrett. Mr. Garrett, why are you putting solar on your rig?
I'm putting solar on my rig so I can actually be very independent and not have to go through shore power to get my energy or also my generator. So it allows me to basically be in the middle of nowhere and still power up.
So what made you do the installation yourself?
So I'm a very hands-on type of person. And I love kind of knowing the entire system front to back, and going this route allows me to do that.
Yeah. So why'd you choose Big Beard batteries?
Big Beard batteries. So I actually found Todd and the crew on YouTube, and I just love the way he explained things, taught things, and again, a little bit of research. I decided, you know what, let's go with Big Beard battery and go with it, and I'm glad I did.
Awesome. And what's been the biggest challenge you've had to overcome in doing it yourself?
Just the learning process. It's the first time doing solar, batteries, inverter, and all that type of aspect. I've done a lot of other installs, but this being the first time in the solar aspect, that's been the biggest thing. But once you kind of go through it, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you hear that? Yeah, there's nothing. It's quiet. And that is our final reason why we want to have solar. There is a time and place to go camping with all of your friends, hoot and holler, maybe even go into an event for the weekend. But at the end of the day, what I enjoy the most about this lifestyle is being out in nature. Just the peace, the quietness, and when we're truly off grid, to not have to fire up that generator, man, that's going to be a real treat, especially when we're sitting outside. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't bother me that much. We've run that sucker plenty of times and it was no problem. But there is something amazing about being in nature, being quiet, being still, enjoying that peace and serenity. And I'm really excited. I think it's going to feel weird to have power and not hear it. That's definitely going to take some getting used to. This is a really cool time because they're actually running the last few cords, and soon we're going to test our system. So we're going to get to see what it's like and how our bus really performs on our new lithium batteries and the solar that charges them. I do have a lot to learn. But 9 years ago, I didn't know how to do any of this. So this is just going to be one more notch in my belt, one more really cool thing that we've done, and it will become normal in a very short amount of time.
This is a screen. It's gonna look a whole lot sexier once they get power to it.
All right, Jason, what you doing right now?
Hold on, Peyton. All right, there you go. We're feeding the cord through. Peyton's pulling the cord all the way through.
I decided I was wrong.
Here's the screen. And hopefully he'll plug it in and it'll turn on. And it'll display all our stuff.
Oh, the solar? No. I dibs. Jason's doing just enough to help to say he was helpful. Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like it should click.
There you go.
Oh, it clicked.
So then we just have to plug it in?
Wait, Sarah, get real close. Get real close on this.
It's the most satisfying ever.
Let's go. So how'd all those little wires treat you? Did everything work out today like you wanted it to?
Oh, yeah, pain in the rear, getting everything situated, but I'd say it's a 10 of 10.
Did you have any problems?
No, everything did what I wanted it to. It's always a good thing.
I'm done, dude. Now it's just time to test it. So is our goal to run out the batteries?
Yeah, we're gonna try and run them down.
Okay.
And then charge them completely back up before you leave.
Sweet.
Hey bud, can you go tell your parents to cut off the power?
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
Thank you.
It's so good.
Big Shug, we're gonna turn the power off.
All right, let's do it. Yeah. Like that.
I'm gonna go tell Shug.
We're gonna turn off the power.
It's fine.
All right.
No problem.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm gonna go unhook the power, just like I've been asked to do. Luckily, we'll still be able to run things off the batteries, but that's it.
We unplugged shore power to let the batteries completely drain and then plugged the bus back in so they could charge back to 100%. We then unplugged the shore power once more to let everything run off the new lithium batteries.
Oh, the AC's already on.
Yeah, AC's already on, the fan's already on.
Yeah. Let's go. That's what we're talking about.
Todd makes his famous brisket at the end of each clinic, so we get to be a part of that dinner. We made some cauliflower mac and cheese. I've got some slaw in there that Sarah's gonna bring in a minute, and we're really looking forward to go visiting with everyone.
Sissies are good.
When you think about making great memories as a family, you think about where you're gonna go and what you're gonna do. But I'm here to tell you that the people you meet along the way, that's where the real memory making comes in. When we came to Big Beard Batteries 2 weeks ago, we expected to be working with the best of the best. We knew they were gonna put a great solar system on our bus. We knew they were gonna teach us how to use it. And we knew that it was gonna be great. But what we didn't expect was the friendship that we made. Todd and Stephanie are just amazing. And we definitely have new friends and practically family, especially after staying here like we have. Don't underestimate the people you meet along the way. It's even better than the places that you go. Go grab someone you love, make a memory now, and we'll see you on the next adventure.